and Lords podcast.
Welcome to the Lord's Minute, our quick hit video series where we talk about all the biggest happenings in gaming and beyond. I'm your host, Ty Swinson, writer for Lords of Gaming. And with me again is Lord King. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, has finally smashed its way onto Disney Plus, featuring the story of how Jennifer Walters becomes an official member of the Hulk family. We get a little backstory quickie with Jennifer Walters getting in an accident with
You're botting crazy.
Oh,
You gotta start over. No sound. There you go. And now it's botting. Blue light? Blue light is dope. Let me see. Is this the light colors? That's a softer light. Hard light here.
All right, it's showing that my connection is stable.
There it goes.
Now. Okay.
Clean now.
All right. Let's try that again.
You didn't hear when you was botting?
No.
Okay. So if you see me do this,
yeah,
that'll let you know.
Yep. Welcome to the Lord's Minute, our quick hit video series where we talk about all the biggest happenings in gaming and beyond. I'm your host, Ty Swinson, writer for Lords of Gaming. And with me today is Lord King. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, has smashed its way onto Disney Plus, featuring the new origin story of Jennifer Walters and how she becomes an official member of the Hulk family. The premiere episode kicked off with some backstory and her training montage with none other than Bruce Banner on how to come to grips with being a Hulk. So, okay, I'm going to pass it to you. With this origin story for She-Hulk in the MCU, it's slightly different than her traditional coming of age in the comics. How do you think they handle that?
It's hugely different. You know, in the books, she was on the run from the mob because she was prosecuting the mob, and she got shot. And her cousin, David Bruce Banner, Robert Bruce Banner, whichever name that you want to use, you know, depending on the books or the TV show, he happened to be there. And while he was there, he gave her impromptu transfusion, like he's a phlebotomist. But anyway, doctor's a doctor, right? I love books, and she became the Savage She-Hulk. In this, let me back it up a minute. Back it up a minute because I think I'm getting really ahead of myself. The fact that they introduced her breaking the fourth wall instantly,
off the bat,
right off the bat, that ushers in Deadpool. That conditions the audience to, all right, now we have other characters that will break the fourth wall. She was the original character to break the fourth wall, besides Howard the Duck. You know, Howard the Duck did it, but Howard the Duck is a lesser known book, so we're going to talk about the books that are more known. And she was like a more known character, and she constantly broke the fourth wall. You know, John Byrne is one of my favorite artists, and when he got control of her books, because she was doing the Savage She-Hulk at first, and then when John Byrne got there and he did Sensational She-Hulk, he revolutionized her. He turned Jennifer Walters into a sex symbol. She had this long, voluptuous hair, like a Jersey girl, and she was leaning heavily into her sexuality. And what I see here is they took all of it. They took all of the books. They took in the beginning where she was, you know, got the blood droplets after the Shikari ship comes down and they careen off the side of the road, and you know she cuts her arm, and you see it's a very deep cut, and you know Bruce cuts his what was his head or his arm or something, and he bleeds into her wound. And instantly you saw the gamma take hold of her, the gamma radiation getting into her bloodstream. And what Bruce had to explain to her is that they have a certain genome, and I laughed because then that brings in mutants, right? They're saying that they have this
Mm,
X gene that allows them to absorb gamma radiation.
yeah.
So what he's explaining to you is if Captain America did this, this won't happen, right? If Iron Man did this, this will not happen.
Yeah, this doesn't just happen to any Joe Schmo.
Right. So they happen to have a gene that's in their body and they are compatible. So this actually happens because of that gene. And I love the fact that they hit different notes going through this whole series, right? In the first episode. They hit on the X-Men really quickly with telling you that there's a gene type that's only specific to these two individuals so far,
Hmm.
right? And it could be something else later on down the road. They break the fourth wall, and that allows you to know that there's going to be other characters that's going to break the fourth wall. So don't be put off. And the fact that it's known that she's a Hulk and people are comfortable around her, that within itself takes away what Bruce had to go with his whole life.
Hmm.
The people having fear of him, fear of the monster, and they automatically show you that this character is completely different than the Hulk. When he put his big book down and he's like, "This is how we're going to study this, and this is what we're going to do." He's like, "This year is 15 years," and in matter of hours, she had her transformations under control.
Hmm.
And it leans into maybe because she's not as strong as the Hulk, she has different powers. She can
Right.
manipulate gamma radiation in a way that he can't. She can control her rage and be in control of the She-Hulk. What what Bruce asked her, is there somebody else inside your head? And she was like, no, it's just me. So for a lot of things that he was wrestling with, and they showed you the difference between the two, where he feels that he has to be an isolated monster and she wants to integrate right back into society. Like, no, I am not going to shut my life off. No, I'm not going to stop doing what I want to do. I want to be a
Hmm.
lawyer. I want to do this stuff. I do not have to be on this island away from everybody and everything that I love. This is not the way that you're supposed to live. And she gives him a different perspective. I don't know how that perspective plays with the Hulk, but
Hmm.
how it plays with the character going forward, you understand that she is going to be in society. And the fact that she gave you the quick backstory and then gets into the courtroom, and Titania, one of her number one foes. Like,
Hmm.
they made this character up just for the pure purpose of being one of her signature foes. Because the Hulk has the Abomination, Spider-Man has Doc Ock in his rogue gallery, and so on and so on. So she needed a character, and it was very good that this character showed up in the first episode, and it was just more stuff around, but it was just so many nuggets and bits and pieces, and they leaned heavy into the books. I love that fact. I love the fact that they looked at the books and grabbed the source material and didn't shy away from it and didn't hold your hand. This is fantastic stuff. I know I talked a lot. It's been a week that I've been holding in some bottling stuff, and it was my fault that we were late. But go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I really liked how we got a bunch of different nuggets on a lot of different things that's happening currently in the MCU and have in the past. Mainly how Bruce over the years has been coming to grips with being a Hulk and accepting the fact that he feels he has this responsibility. He tells Jennifer straight up, like, no, you don't get, that's not how it works. People like you and me, we have been bestowed this great duty to society. And Jennifer's like, that's cool, bro, but that ain't me. Like, I got a job, 9 to 5 to get back to. And that during Bruce's isolation and dealing with the depression and the
Mhm.
mental illness, that Tony was actually there for him,
Yep.
and in a big way. He helped get him a nice spot on this island away from people, helped build a bar, drinking buddy, a person to vent to, camaraderie like that that we didn't really know. Even after the departure of Tony from the limelight in the MCU, we're still getting these bits of nuggets of how he really impacted that universe.
Hmm.
Um, And like you said, I'm really interested in the series moving forward, their take on Jennifer Walters and what she can bring to the table, and that she has a multifaceted personality when it comes to being a She-Hulk, and Bruce sees it as like, super dangerous. If even one small thing goes wrong, like that's it. Like we gotta play it by the book, literally. This is
Hmm.
how it's supposed to go. And Jennifer's like, look, we are different people. I understand you had to deal with this, and I'm sorry, but like I don't need to be a prisoner. Obviously, I don't need to go through the same hoops that you did, and you trying to relate your experience to mine isn't necessarily one to one. And then they use the opportunity to translate it to the differences that say a woman in society goes through compared to someone who's not a woman, also
Yep.
translate it well. And I loved how when Jennifer went on that rant to say like, "Yo, I got to deal with keeping my emotion checks on a daily basis, being catcalled, being underestimated, because if I don't." I could be murdered just for who I am. And
Yep.
that wasn't and she finished that thought and she didn't say that she had it rougher or that her experience or whatnot is comparably better than Bruce's. It's just different. And that's what she wanted Bruce to know. Like, we're still family at the end of the day, but our lives are fundamentally different, even though we are now both Hulks.
Yeah, I love the fact that you had the battle of the estrogen versus the testosterone. That was really cool.
Mhm.
The fact that he felt the way because she was doing things a little bit easier than him, and a
Yeah.
lot of things come easier, to females. As raising children, I can attest that girls are faster at picking up things than guys.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
can tell you, I see it. I'm just like, it is what it is.
Hmm.
And he learned that on a very fundamental basis in front of him. So it was really cool that she was doing all this stuff, and he was like, okay, we have to namaste, we have to do this other stuff. And she's running circles around, and she's like, I'm killing it. I can get out of here. I can get up
Hmm.
out of here. And they got aggressive, and she pretty much hold her own with him when he did the thunderclap. Hulk is just pure brute force, but she's finesse and force. And also later on, I want to know if they're going to touch on the aspect, because being that she's a lawyer, being that she does stay in some form of shape, she takes karate classes, and she really excels in her karate later on, and she uses that because, remember, she's Jennifer Walters, she is the She-Hulk. She's able to use those moves in her combat style when she fights, something completely different
Right.
than the Hulk does brute force, and she doesn't.
Well, there is another certain lawyer that's supposed to make an appearance. I don't know if
Can't
that'll be
wait.
a tie-in at all, but
Can't wait. I cannot wait for episode 2,
Mm,
because I know and I try to shy away from looking and peeking to see what's coming up next.
right.
But there's a certain abomination, certain
Oh,
creature that's going to show up, and they've been using him more. Like
mhm,
they used him in, what was that, Shang-Chi.
yeah.
And you know we saw what was going on with him and Wong. I want to know what's going to happen more, because
Hmm.
Wong seems to be this advocate. Why are you the advocate for this guy? What's going on here? I want to know more about that dynamic. And it seems like Wong is going to be in the next episode, because Wong is going to explain a couple of things to clear up that part, because that was left so hanging out there, so ambiguous, that we just didn't understand what it was. So we're going to get some answers to that. But I can't wait.
Yep.
This stuff, it just seems like these guys just keep getting better and better, because we're off of
Hmm.
Miss Marvel. We from Moon Knight to Miss Marvel to this, and it seems like they found their stride on their TV shows, and they're hitting it on every cylinder, and I really love it. I really love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how She-Hulk unfolds and moving forward because like King says, they're really pumping them out in a great fashion and it just feels like we're in a golden age or a renaissance of comic book characters coming to life in this medium. But that has been the Lord's Minute. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at lordsofgaming.net. I'm Ty Swinson here with Lord King, and this has been the Lord's Minute.
Peace.